can you learn martial arts at home? Probably not, but we're going to try and figure that out. That's the whole point of this channel. We're trying to learn martial arts at home and document our entire experience. The reason we're doing this is, number one, martial arts are very expensive, at least for very like high quality training. Number two is we couldn't find a decent fencing club, specifically HEMA, near us. At least not one that fit within our schedules. It was a decent price, but their scheduling just would not work for either of us. And then number three, we just kind of thought it would be fun to see how the experience would go if we tried to teach ourselves. Now, I do have a little bit of background in like boxing and grappling and kickboxing, but it's totally different from sword fighting. And so you're going to see here a lot of stumbling, a lot of lack of commitment, a lot of overcommitment. We're going to be putting ourselves in pretty stupid positions. And essentially what I'm going to be doing here is breaking all of that down and kind of criticizing my own work and Aiden's to see where we can improve, what we need to look at next time. Anytime you're trying to learn a skill, whether it be martial arts, guitar, I don't know, name a skill, you want to try and see what you're doing. It's different, as an onlooker looking at yourself versus being in that moment and not really realizing how poor your footwork might be. You can see here in this first frame right here how stiff my arms are, stuff like that. So, essentially what we'll be going over today is how bad we are. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first thing, we're already just going right into it, just whacking each other. Got the gross socks on. Real men don't wear shoes, I guess. Yeah, we're just kind of doing the same thing over and over. I'm really not entirely sure what I'm trying to accomplish here. I guess when I spar, I kind of do like the techniques that I've learned and try to incorporate that. At least that's how I was taught in kickboxing. While yes, sparring is kind of your place to try new things, you usually want to try the things that you're working that day, not what you saw off the internet. But because this whole thing is what we saw off the internet, that's what we're on. So essentially the exercises that we practiced, pretend this little guy here is my sword. We're essentially practicing whacking the blade out of the way to clear a line for an overhead cut in either direction. So, a lot of what you'll see in like kendo and aikido sparring with katanas is they'll kind of have their swords like tip to tip, and they'll, I don't want to say whack them out of the way, but they'll clear that line to open up an angle of attack. And that's essentially what we're doing here, or at least attempting to do. So that's a lot of what you're going to see. I'm kind of trying to set up for a thruster. I think he got me in the hand there. I can't really tell. Okay, all right, and then go for a little bit of a parry there. I'm kind of letting him pull my sword down a little bit there because I'm trying to go for that cut around that he's doing there. But you can see he did a little bit of a better job doing it than I did. Here we'll rewind that a little bit. Sorry about the train, guys. Okay. And then bam, there he goes. So that was pretty good. He definitely would have gotten a hit there. See some hesitation there. I don't know what we're saying. I think I have the audio muted. Oh, here, let me put these on. Maybe I could hear. See, and now he's just kind of pushing forward, just thrusting at me. Pretty good move, not gonna lie. He's definitely doing a lot better at this first day than I am, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, keeping the pressure on, that's good. Definitely using... See, that one's tough because I don't even really see what happened there. Okay, so I come off of there. Yeah, so that probably would have been a double if I had stepped forward to try and complete that cut. Because as you can see, he definitely had his sword down. to try and go for a cut like to my side or to my gut, and if I had stepped forward to complete that cut down the head, I probably would have gotten hit in the side anyway. So not intentional of me, but definitely wise, or definitely a good decision to not step into that and to try and attempt that cut. I'm gonna wait for the train to pass, and I'll keep talking. Okay, I think the train's done tooting. Alright. Okay, that would have been a good little block there for me, if he had stuck with it. Ooh, got him in the hand. Alright, we got a little bit of sound here now. The reason I cut the sound out was because there's copyrighted music in the parts. We were playing music while we were doing this, so I gotta cut the audio out of all of this, except for this part here. Okay, one thing I'm probably, I don't know, it's hard for me to entirely say exactly what I am and am not doing wrong, because like I don't know what I don't know. But what I will say here is I'm definitely taking like a lot of passing steps. I don't know if that's something I should be doing, and a lot of the instructionals I watched usually don't want to cross your feet. At least not in the strikes that we were, you know, that they were demonstrating. But, you know, as I said earlier, my distance management isn't so great, so I'm clearly making up for that with what seems like poor footwork, in my opinion. I don't know. I wouldn't be too impressed with my footwork if I was like a boxer, for example. But once again, this is sword fighting. This is not boxing and kickboxing, so maybe that's a little bit different. Let me know in the comments if I'm off on that. And then I'm not like going for any particular like guard stance or anything like that, except for you'll see occasionally I'll put my sword down. I know that that is a fool's guard, and a lot of that has to do with my arms getting tired, but there is some intention to that. I do know that fool's guard is where you kind of keep your sword down and prepare to essentially bait an attack. And while I'm not like going into like your traditional fool's guard where you keep your sword down like to the ground, I'd kind of have it off to the side like this, but down at my waist. There's also a couple of times, I don't know if that's in this video, but I'll do a couple of longsword guard variants in this. I'll put up, I might put up on the screen what they are. He just kind of chops at me there, oof. Yep, see, right there. I'm kind of going for a bit of a bait, see what I can get him to do. Alright. You're gonna see him go for that a lot. Once he realizes that he can get my hands pretty easily, he's gonna go for that a lot. Alright, going back for that fool's guard again. I know he's gonna try and go for, basically what I'm trying to do is eliminate that whole, because his main move is just whacking the sword out of the way to try and go for the overcut, so I'm trying to eliminate that possibility for him. I know that much. We're just kind of touching swords like a couple of bros would. Alright, we got a good exchange there. Oh, I don't know what that was, but see, that definitely would have been a good thrust moment right there on my end. Like if I'd have just kept going into him, I probably would have gotten a good thrust there. I don't know what that was. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, I think I would have gotten his leg right there. I think that's, I'm 99% sure that's what we were thinking at that time. I'm going to watch it again just to be sure. Not sure what this stance is here. Really don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, now I'm gonna... Sorry, gotta watch it again. Yeah, I don't know. That one probably would have been a double because, like I said, I think realistically I would have gotten his leg before. Clearly, I went for his leg and probably would have gotten him before he could really react because he had his sword about right here. It didn't look like he was going out to guard anything, and he just kind of had it right here, getting ready to maybe react to something. I'm not entirely sure. But what I can say is that probably a good fencer would have seen that opening and probably would have capitalized on it. I don't know. Not saying that Aiden is bad, but we're bad. Okay, we reset here. Kind of goes for his thing. Gets another hand strike. I told him the thrust was the easiest one to set up, and so he just started going for it. Oh, he got me in the hand again, and he's getting all apologetic. Another one. As you can see, I'm not really doing much to address it. And so, that's my fault. Like, it's not his fault that he keeps hitting me in the hands. It's my fault that I'm not addressing it. Now I gotta kind of watch that back because I don't remember what happened here. Alright, yeah, so I step in. I was kind of going for, like, a bit of a flourish there, like maybe faking a strike from the bottom and going into the top, I think is what I was trying to set up there. But the second I step in, he goes to attack the legs, which is a good move. That's a good instinct on his part. Oh, he's getting tired. I can't remember how he got me there. I forgot this part. I forgot I included this. Alright. Alright, I'm skipping through that. I can't remember how this part started. Oh yeah, doing the tapping right there. Okay. Oh, okay, he's being a goofball now. Alright, cool. Now I'm being a goofball. I think we were trying to test if reverse grip worked. As any beginner swordsman will do, does reverse grip work? We'll answer that question. But the answer's probably not. Okay, right here you can see I'm just kind of holding my sword in one spot. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't know what to predict. Oh, he got me in the hand again there. I think he definitely got a thrust there. Can't tell. Normally, every time we reset, it's usually because someone got a hit. Okay, alright. Good angle change on my end. Oh. I don't even know what happened there. I don't know what that pause was. Yeah, it looks like he would have had a thrust there, but it's kind of hard to tell at this angle. I think he got a hit there, so why we reset again. Alright. Angle change, and then... okay, I see now. Yep, I definitely got him there. Alright. So you can see, as he's coming down, he catches my cross guard. I step off to the side, and I get... that damn train again. Okay, train's still zooming by, but I think it's done with the horn. So, yes, as you can see here, he goes for an overhead strike, I believe, and then I get it caught on my cross guard, you know, try to manipulate his sword, and I switch it around to get a thrust on his arm, which would have, if this is a long sword or something like that, or a double-edged sword, this would have been a cut on his arm. Now, this being a katana shape and the blade facing up in this position, I mean, there's a chance it would have cut the elbow, but this would not have been a fight-ending situation here at all until I do that. I angle the blade up towards his face, and he can see there I would definitely have a thrust opportunity. The weak of his blade is in my strong part of the blade, so I definitely would have won that exchange there. We'll go ahead and view it one more time. Yep, he transfers to an overhead, and then tries to complete it. I step off to the side, and bam, there we go. We get the thrust. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I wanna view this from the beginning. Not this part. Sorry, guys. Okay, all right. I think he got me in the hip there. I'm just a little bit too slow. Yeah, there he goes. He gets me in the hand again. And then he's a little baby for apologizing about it. I don't know what that was. Here, let's watch that again. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yep, alright, there we go. I'm throwing ass at him. I don't like I said, guys, it's gonna be painful to watch. We have no idea what we're doing, but oh yep, see, and I just cut my own head off. But I also expected him to do more with that, and so it's interesting to see kind of how his mind works in this. He's just chopping down at me at this point. I remember this. He's just chopping at the tip of the sword. If the crossguard wasn't there, I totally would have lost my hands. If this like were a real sword, you know. Sometimes you see him without crossguards, which is weird. Interesting. I kind of want to assess that there and see what would have happened there had it maybe progressed further. Okay. Yeah, nothing. I mean, maybe I could have stepped and done a thrust, but I don't know if I could have with my footwork there. Interesting. I don't know what happened there. Doing for honor emotes now. Trying to protect the hands there, because it's clear he's going for it. Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell if we were starting to talk there or not. Like I said, half the audio's cut out, so... Alright. Oh, at this point, I just start messing with him, because his go-to move is the little flicky thing, and so I just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't do anything with it, but it's just so funny. Alright, okay. I guess that was cool. I don't really know what I was doing there, but... Good movement there. Good slip of the leg. Oh, there he goes. Goes for the hands again. Oh, we're talking. Okay, so here's where he asks like where I'm looking. He's like, "Are you looking at the sword or are you looking at me?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of looking at the middle of your chest. Like when I box, I look at the middle of the chest because you can kind of see the muscles move and flex as you throw punches. So that's kind of my thought process. I'm trying to take what I already know, incorporate it into this brand new thing, which I have zero clue about, zero proper instruction on, and see how we do." So I kind of tell him, like, yeah, I'm looking at, like, a combination of, like, your chest, your hands, the sword blade itself. It's a, oh, alright, that would have been a double right there, probably. Okay, good. Oh, alright, good thrust, good thrust. I think he definitely would have had me. I don't know if we established that during or not. I don't know what that weird grip was that he had at the beginning of that clip. Aiden watches anime, so he's gonna try anime things. part of our sessions here are just us goofing around, but also trying to learn. We're not taking this super seriously, so don't think that we are. But yeah, he watches a lot of anime. I don't, so you're gonna see him try out these like super goofy reverse grip things that I have no clue what that is. See, the way he's like swinging that sword almost makes me like want to give him like a rapier or like I feel like he does a more of like a flick out with his blade, and so I kind of wonder like if he had like a saber or a rapier or something like that, how he would do. He's kind of just hacking at me here. Yeah, you can definitely see in some of these it's definitely a little bit, probably going a little bit too hard in some spots, and I won't reveal what happens at the end of this video. I guess I will, because now it's over. So essentially how this ends, in the next 10 seconds, you'll see, I think... Yeah, so there's like a small exchange after this. Basically, he gets me in a similar position to where I had him earlier, where I had the thrust at his face. But a little accident happens, and Aiden accidentally thrusts the blade into my eye. So we stopped it right there. And from that moment forward, we decided, okay, we're at least going to wear safety glasses when we do this stuff. And... we're going to try and invest in some better safety equipment, some better gear. But that's essentially it for this one. I wish I had better things to say about my own skills and techniques, but like I said earlier, I don't know what I don't know. So if there's any resources that you can point us towards, any sort of extra learning materials, any advice that you might have, given if you have actual knowledge and experience. If you don't, it's okay if you want to give your opinion too, but, we want to try and learn and actually get real experience and feedback. So, yeah, just let us know how we did. We know it's terrible, so like, don't hold back, tell us how bad we are, tell us what we need to fix. But, that's about it. We're going to be posting these 2 a month, at least right now, until I can get a better schedule going for you guys. So the next video will be going over essentially the same techniques, but we'll have had at least a day to kind of stew on this. We'll have our buddy Dalton in there as well, but... we'll also have some lightsaber fighting in there. We're doing a couple of these techniques with lightsabers to see how they would work. We're doing all kinds of different things. We got an arming sword, a plastic arming sword just like these ones, so we're going to try that out. And not the next video, but the one after next. And yeah, that's... pretty much this is how it's going to go about, is we're going to document our experience learning martial arts, and hopefully this is entertaining for you guys. And if it's, obviously it's not going to be the most educational thing, so if anything, it gives you free reign to laugh at a couple of old losers on the internet. But that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.